Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I got a very special episode for you guys. I know I probably always say that, but today is actually very special. It's always a pleasure, and I think it could be sometimes very eye-opening to sometimes our listeners to be able to sit in on some of the meetings that I have with my staff. So today I actually met with two of my operations managers. So my higher level operation manager, Bentley Didier, as well as Kim Thomas, who just moved up from the GM of Crave up into operations as well.
So the third attachment is one for insurance. Now this is what Richard had previously given to me.
Okay.
Right now I am in renewal phases. As you see, Nikki still sending us over things like EPLI.
All right, so let's not go over this just yet because I know what I put in place. I just need to know what we have now because some things may have canceled, you know what I mean? Some things may be up for renewal. So I want you to get with her, find out exactly what we have, and yeah, because I know what, you know what I mean, we originally had, but this isn't currently accurate.
So it actually is, the renewals are, if you look at here, are 6/12/21, which is the month of June. So as you see, I am still currently renewing some things with her right now. So this is basically where he picked up when he got in, listed out the end dates and the effective dates. And that's what I'm renewing now. We've renewed some of these other ones, so I just go back with her and individually make sure.
Yeah, because you don't want to give me this and then something happens and then she's like, no, y'all don't have general liability at Esco Seafood. And I'm like, well, I was given this and we do. So let's, you know what I mean? Correct. Let's make sure that this is accurate.
Correct. Like I said, I went through his emails just to pull because I know there was one collected. So that way it will be the basis of my conversation with her. Okay.
So when do you think you'll have this updated for me?
If you can give me until like Monday. You know, Nikki is only working from her computer from home whenever she is. So I'm gonna send her over. I'm gonna break this down per business and ask her to give my term dates.
Okay, Friday would be better for me because I know I'm gonna be filming my engagement photos and I'm filming with Mo in Vegas on Monday and stuff. So I'm not gonna be in emails and this is very important to me. So I really need it by Friday.
Well, we go on over to attachment 2 is just Gabrielle Pennison. Okay, I just want y'all to be able to read that agreement.
Yeah, I've read it.
So that way we can know how we're gonna moving forward. So we can always keep a physical template we all can have. Okay.
Yeah, I saved it in my documents when I sent it.
I want everybody to have one printed, and I do have it saved inside the legal at Bill and Hospitality, so we can always have that.
Good.
Okay. Attachment 4 should be Loomis. Okay. So of course, we have to say for downtown and seafood already ordered. They'll be installed in July. Okay, so I just went down and took notes. It's going to take 2 weeks to fix and clear areas prior to install. So that's my Escobar downtown. That's our issues, is figuring out where we want to put that safe. Okay, because it's going to have to be permanently placed. Okay, the same thing with seafood. Space-wise, it has to be permanently placed. And we need to be thinking about staff. I mentioned it today.
Yes, we do. I was just going to mention that.
He said what he wanted to do was let us get through these installs. Right when they get that safe physically into the facilities, we'll start on south.
So how far are we out from? Oh, well, I see your dates on here. Yes. So July 22nd. Okay.
At 12 p.m. is down.
It goes live on the 23rd.
It goes live on the 23rd. Return to your next sheet. It should have more additional notes. Just the first and last name, whoever needs access, are pretty much the GMs and managers. Okay.
And you guys as well.
Yes. And you as well. Needs to have access for change orders. So we wanted to order change for the restaurant. We now can. And go ahead and have the change order already there as well. Of course, we cannot put money into safe until I get the email from them saying safe is in production, which means that even though it's going to be there for about a week or two, nobody can use it until we get that particular email. Okay. He just don't want us to have our money unaccounted for. He said that can kind of cause some backup issues. I need to contact, I think it's Tom from the bank. Which is our bank guy?
No, so Thompson has actually left. We have somebody new. Okay. And so I'll make a note to send you their information.
Yes, I got to contact them so that we can go ahead and get the forms from the bank because the bank also needs forms. So there's a new guy. Okay. Once I get those forms, have those go ahead and fill on back out too. We'll be good to go from both ends. The pickup day will be once a week every Monday. And depositing to the safe. I told them to put it to 4 a.m. because again, we don't know what some of our nights hold. I didn't want to put 3 a.m. across the board.
No, yeah, 4 is good.
Yeah, so 4, at least it's safe by then. They can deposit way before then, but at least they know that by 4 a.m. we're ready to go. Okay, so that's Little Miss. Okay, the other two attachments, 5 and 6, is just me and Miss Kim working on new onboarding techniques for GMs as we're learning that how they're able to compute and keep these things and retain this information. We're going through everything with them, but the retention method isn't. Everybody's attention span ain't the same. So we're just trying to make sure that we create a set protocol to go by, so that we can make sure we are hitting every single thing and being very intentional about how we're doing this, and then the follow-up behind these, so we can again have a good onboarding for them. Okay, so just wanted to let you see what we are working on today. And of course, the last attachment.
When do we think we'll have this this program complete?
This is what we're doing with Kiki. This is what we're doing with Kyla. We're going to organize a little bit better, kind of move some things around so that way.
Because I know we were changing some things on the website too, right?
Yeah, I need to get with Shay. She came to Crave today around 11:30 after I left to come over here. So I'll get with her again.
Okay.
To
see,
talk
this
to her
could
to
be-
see how we could put it on.
There could be a form where we can actually go through, and it can be where they can click out their done GM report, or they go in and do some. This is the beginning of that, so we can now break this down, have little tidbits and stuff online.
Yeah, this is a good system to put in place.
So we, like I said, we're working on that. We're going to continue to break it down, which means that we're also going to be continuing to look at the systems a part of each of these to make sure that as we continue to grow, we're getting the things we need, and making sure that those systems are, kind of file-proof. Of course, the last one is just us working on our monthly calendar, just making sure that we are set with kitchen audits, bar audits, sales and marketing meeting, flyers and graphics, website meeting, physical meeting, so we can make sure that we're keeping everything in real time.
Okay. So let's go through this just a little bit.
Okay.
So all right. So first Monday, you guys are going to be doing meetings in house.
Yes.
Every first Monday.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Getting back to our semi-professional dress, we've gotten so far away from that. So getting back into that.
Okay. Now I see some other names mentioned over here. So are all of these people attending every meeting, or?
Yes, because one of the biggest issues, we can have a facility meeting, but what happens when you don't have your maintenance guy, your sound guy, and they have issues? They can sit there right there, hear that in that meeting, and they're getting paid. They need to definitely be fixing these things as we are physically sitting there. So that way through the month, we're able to also gauge what everybody's doing, and we don't have to do so much running. These are things that we know should have been done by a set deadline. We have our end of the month physical meeting with the owner. You get what I'm saying? We can have all updates. You get what I'm saying? And it's just making us make sure we touch every department for the operations of the
Now, I definitely think Sydney needs to be there. Katera needs to be there. Of course, Madeline, Quincy, Kim, Wellington. I don't know about Brandon.
Yes, there are connectivity issues that he needs to be aware of. When you're not a part of that conversation, they kind of miss.
Yeah, but he seems like he's pretty good with just sending something. That's just like me. Like, I work with a lot of different companies and doing stuff. And if somebody required me to spend my whole entire Monday there, I would just say, hey, no, thank you. I'm good.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Truth be told, he does. If you go by through the week, he can be able to organize.
But that's just a long day of all meetings to be involved in, to maybe get paid $300 a week or something like that. I personally wouldn't do it. Now, maybe he's in a point in his career where he still would, but you have to be cognizant of people's time, and how can we save time? Because, hey, guess what? QCell and Brandon and Wellington could be working on fixing this stuff while they sitting in meetings.
Correct.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
I want them, as they're talking about these things, I want them to be able to get those things. I want to be able to get these Home Depot orders under control. What is stuff we got to order? Let's get a part of that.
I think if anything, you guys should have one set meeting with them. You know what I mean? Just you and Kim. I do not think that they should be.
We'll work on that. We can organize that better.
That they should be required to sit in those once a month.
Now, I do want them. QCell will be a part of the conference calls because he said he can definitely do that and he can maneuver better.
Now, is he more, hands-on now? I know, not too long ago you were having some issues because I think you had said 2 Chainz had bought some buildings or houses or something, and he had kind of moved that up in priority and wasn't really being as hands-on.
Antonio kind of checked those things, make sure the remedy was good, so he had no discrepancies with Antonio's work. I see that with QCell, we can't rely on him, but if I need him to go check behind somebody I don't know work, he goes and does it and can instantly tell us if it's done right or wrong. If you notice, he hasn't had many dispatches at all. You see, I haven't turned in any.
Yeah, I just think that we should be looking for another QC.
No, we actually are. Of course, we have Antonio in the mix. The only one that's kind of been standing around. Jose has been really good as well. Those are pretty much the issues that we just have. Some light maintenance, and then of course plumbing. Yes, looking for somebody consistent. Yes, we are. We do have the book. Going to go through the book. Of course, we also been just, of course, keeping up with our professional contracts as well with like different companies as well, like the fencing company, electrical people we used before, dependable, and really exhausting them as well. So we can have professional fixes more so than quick handyman fixes. The quick handyman stuff is, just those quick 1-2 pieces. And of course, Antonio, like I said, been doing very good up with Remedy. We haven't had many things to do like that in-house, except for, of course, the painting and stuff from your audit list. Some of those things are getting finished now, those just painting items. But yes, looking for a good QCL is hard. And looking for a good maintenance person that is already committed to God knows.
It definitely is hard, but how it's going to come about is just by trying different people, you know what I mean? And giving people opportunities, I know that it definitely is hard, because when I was trying to find it, even when I only had the Hookah Hideaway, you know what I'm saying? But you have to give people opportunities, you know what I mean? And eventually, there's just too many people in the city, you know what I mean? We can't find somebody.
Well, Jose's been great. When I dispatch Jose, of course, he speaks no English, so we have to text him the order, and you don't know who.
Now, is Jose the one that I got from Charles?
Yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Jose
okay.
has.
Yeah, Jose is good, and
yes,
he's Mexican, so.
He knows every facility by now.
Mm-hmm.
So they're really good. So that's really good to find that one person like that in plumbing who has others. I've been trying to get him to send me other people, but I guess he will as he.
But yeah, so just kind of keep that in mind. That was one of the reasons why I stopped doing every single Monday meetings myself, because I realized that I just was not being very productive. You know what I mean? Sitting in meetings all day long. Now, some meetings are necessary. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't really seen y'all and we hadn't sat down like this, you know what I'm saying? So I knew that we needed to do this, you know what I mean, and go over some things. Some meetings are necessary. Some meetings end up just being fillers and honestly a waste of time, you know what I mean? So you want to still be able to have people be productive. So, maybe you guys can kind of talk about this and decide, you know what I mean?
Break it down. So every week we're doing something different. Of course, first of the month we need to sit down. We need to look at them. We need to go over things before you see them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second Monday is just conference call.
Now, I definitely agree with that with y'all, but,
the third meeting
I think y'all going to be hard-pressed trying to get Wellington, Brandon, and QCL.
No, don't worry about that, please. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it. As I was making this out, I just had to keep seeing everybody's names.
Gotcha.
To make sure I set,
All right. So the kitchen audits. How often are we doing kitchen audits?
So that is the once a month. Okay. We did it at the top of June. We're getting ready to I'm putting this into place so we can have a true system for July. Good follow up.
So my recommendation, and so I don't mind you guys doing kitchen audits once a month, but another recommendation I had after the Esco South incident is that the GM should be doing a kitchen audit every single week before they hand the kitchen manager their check. You know what I mean? It can be a checklist that they have, you know what I'm saying? And the GM does a kitchen audit. And then that way, when y'all go do the once a month, then y'all are actually checking behind the GM and it should be fine. You know what I'm saying? And if not, then you get on to that GM. You know what I'm saying? That's who you hold accountable. The GM is supposed to be holding their kitchen manager accountable, and you guys are supposed to be holding the GMs accountable. Okay. So that would be how I would personally do that. I think once a month, if it's only done once a month, by then everything is in such disarray if they're not on point. You know what I mean? And then within once a month, a health inspector can been and went in there, you know what I'm saying, and caught it before we have. So we really need to implement that where the GM is actually doing a kitchen audit with the kitchen manager once a week.
Well, we definitely can, and I think that would definitely be good, like you said, yes. But
and that was something that I mentioned that I definitely wanted to take place after that happened with Southside. Like, that's mandatory. It has to happen.
So it'll be definitely confirmed. We'll definitely go ahead and get that implemented. The second week.
So that we're going to start that next week, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Next week is still the last week of June. I want to start off on the first top of the month with the 1st of July so we can keep our...
I think we can still have, we can start it.
Yeah, that needs to be started.
How I'm going to run the system is, I'm going to go by this because I want to also make sure that I do have people like Jimmy, like Quincy, like Madeline.
No, that's not what she's saying.
No, I get what she's saying about having the GMs do the weekly audit. Yes, that starts instantly, okay? The system, I just want to be able to monitor, because what we're doing, if we're going to implement the system, we are still growing. And I want to make sure this is something that could continue to carry over as into where people are knowledgeable about. We just call Jimmy a corporate manager, but he has absolutely no idea how to go into a kitchen, notate things while he's there.
Jimmy not going to be doing that. Jimmy is not a kitchen manager, nor is he a GM. Look, my restaurants cannot get shut down. This needs to start next week.
Okay. Can I break it down for y'all so I can realize? Yes, it will. They need to understand what they're doing while they're at the facilities, not so much as they're filling in. They need to know how to go in, check gaskets, go in, check temperatures. They
do, and that's what I was mentioning when Madeline was there, and
yes,
I've been said that was 6 weeks ago. So all of them should have been trained by then.
So they have been going in, they have been checking temperatures, have been checking gaskets, but like I want to do is break down a form sheet just like the health audit, so that way they can physically turn, because I want them to physically be doing the job versus telling me that they're doing it. I want to be able to see something in the physical. Like I explained to Kim yesterday when we had our brief meeting, I want to be able to have a per facility sheet so we can know about the equipment when they're there. Because like again, when they're there, they know that they're not just there just to fill in and sit. They're there to work, but be the eyes and ears for corporate, letting us know things way ahead of time. Being able to be in the know and knowing how to successfully do this, even if we have to send a surprise bar inspection, go inspecting this day, go inspecting this day. So I kind of wanted to play with that because they need to be able to do this on a weekly as they are at these different facilities, because every Tuesday and Wednesday they're somewhere opening. But it also
which is why they definitely need that training. But I want to stay on task about these kitchen audits and make sure that we are all clear that this is going to start next week, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Now, the bar audits, how often are we doing those, and what exactly are they consistent of?
The same exact thing. I want it done weekly. That's why I want to implement a system where, again, corporate is still having a corporate responsibility. Okay, yes, the GM can definitely continue to do this.
So let's talk about their responsibility in just a second, because I want to make sure that I understand everything that you have on here. But bar audits, what exactly are they going to be doing?
Exact same thing. Going and checking the appliances, going to look and see how the drains and stuff are, going to make sure that everything back there is working. Are your soda guns and stuff working properly? Is there anything in the sinks? Is your ice machines covered? Is everything keeping?
And so they'll have a sheet.
I want to have a sheet for that as well. And the only thing, because again, going to do all of these back to back like that, yes, it can be tedious, but it needs to be done every day, every week.
Oh, and the thing is they have the time to do so. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going and then, DMing me or texting me, hey, they lost the debit card and being tattletales and shit. I don't care about who lost the damn debit card. As long as the money is deposited. I care about the business staying open, their kitchen being clean, because you sitting on your ass smoking hookah, but texting me that a damn debit card is missing. I don't care about no little shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, no, absolutely.
So
just trying to build more accountability for these people that we consider corporate office managers as well. Just trying to keep them in the know of what we need to be focused on: kitchen audits, bar audits, the cleanliness of it, the operations of it. So yes, I'll continue to break it down so we can have more corporate responsibility and pass it along to them as well.
And so when you get a chance, email me these kitchen audit, bar audit sheets, etc. So that way I can help, put some things in just in case, we missed out on something or whatever the case may be.
I just want to be able to have a formal packet for you, just like what the health auditor would have. We would have that formality. So yes, it can definitely go ahead and start next week, of course, and we'll just go ahead and just keep going from there, and then I'll just create the front sheet to be for that particular facility, because everybody has different machines, different things of that nature, but it'll definitely all kind of be generalized the same. Okay.
So as we're growing, it's so important to make sure that we have eyes and ears essentially everywhere. So we actually do a call every single Tuesday at 1 p.m. Just for them to update me on things that I may miss in reports or things that they see in the field that they want to update me on. And so today I decided to meet down and sit with them face to face. We actually met in my old office here that I've turned over to Kim, so we can have more office space here in the office. And so it was a really, really good, productive meeting, just meeting about all of the individual restaurants. We didn't go into the salon suites today. We actually have a third salon suite that's going to be opening up in the next 3 weeks. But you guys have heard us just talk about the restaurants, some of the issues that we're having, some of the things that we're looking to overcome, and the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we put it all out on the table for you guys to hear. We appreciate you all's support as you guys continue to support the restaurants. I know that there are so many different places to eat, party, and vibe at here in Atlanta, and I appreciate you guys just continuing to support Dillard Hospitality Group and making us one of the first and premier top hospitality groups here in Atlanta. So thank you, and continue to subscribe to my channel.